So we'll go for the RTP process once again. So what is the RTP process? Definition कौन थी? RTP means returnable packaging process. Returnable transport packaging. It is returnable transport packaging process. So in RTP process, what will happen? The company will order some packaging material, and after using the packaging material, the company can return the packages. So example कौन ଦେଇଥିଲେ ଆମେ ଯେମିତି ଆମେ କୋଲ୍ଡ ଡ୍ରିଙ୍କ୍ସ ପିଉଛେ କାଚ ବୋଟଲଟା ଆମେ ରିଟର୍ନ କରୁଛେ ରାଇଟ୍ ତ ସିମିଲାରଲି ଇନ୍ କମ୍ପାନୀ वी आर ऑर्डरिंग सम packages and ମାନେ material coming with the different packages, so we have to return those materials. So what are the steps we have to follow? We have to create the packaging material, then returnable packaging material. There must be a vendor from whom we are going to purchase the material. Then we have to go for the purchase order, then good receipt, invoice received. Then after you can do the good return, right? So these are the steps we have to follow. So packaging material, the material type must be BERP type, and the returnable packaging material type should be LEIH. And the T code to create a material was MM01. So in the same way, we are creating the material by taking the basic data, purchasing data, accounting one, and general storage data, right? And ensure that you have to do the quality update, value update, and quantity update for both the material type with your plant, right? So these are the steps we have to follow, right? So we'll start from the already we have created the material, like one ladies on was this one, second one was cylinder. So this was the vendor. So we'll create a new purchase order. To create the purchase order, the T code was ME21N. Go for ME21N. Put here the vendor number or supplier number. Purchase organization was GPIT. Purchase group was RA1. Company code was GPIT. Then put here the item. So which material we are ordering? So let down this material we are ordering. Quantity was, let example, 2000 quantity we are ordering. Delivered date is this one. Is quantity having 30 rupees. Plant was GPI 1, and the storage location was 1000. Enter. It is fine. Just click on check. It's fine. No issue. Go for the header data. Is there any release strategy or not? There is no release strategy. Just click on save. So this is the PO number. Now go for the good receipt. So first let me check the stock. Kete stock je achi kono taro MMBE. So material number was, so this was the current stock. ठीक ଅଛି ଆମେ ଏବେ good receipt କରିବା ଆମର go for the MIGO. Put the purchase order number. Right. So this much quantity we are receiving 2000 quantity, but with that we are receiving the non-ordered item like cylinder, right? So you have to give the cylinder number here, Cylinder number was 107. Total 107. And how much quantity you are receiving? That is on 200 cylinder we are receiving. And where the moment type will be 20501 M. So this was GPI 1 and 1000. Go for the partner, put here the vendor number, click enter. Now click on item OK. Click on check. It is fine. Now you can post the document. It is done. Good receipt done, right? So if you go for the stock check, so these are the previous stock. So now this much quantity have been received. ठीक है जी? So now you can go for the invoice with MIRO. Company code was GPAT. Here the invoice date is today's date. Tax code was G2. So RTP process we are doing. Go for the basic data. Put here the purchase order number. This is not purchase order number, I think. Click enter. Calculate tax. Give the business place as GPIT, and here we have to give the previous place as GPIT. Right. So now you can do the simulate whether it is fine or not. So this is the accounting entry as the normal process. Vendor account is credited and GRIR account debited. Input tax is debited. Now post. It is done, right? So invoice is done. So right now what we can do, we can return the like packages, right? So how you can do that? You have to go for the MISGO, go for the transfer posting at an others. The moment type will be 502M. I think that will be good issue. Okay, good issue, yes. It will be good issue. When you return the metal, you have to do the good issue and the moment type will be 502M. 502M, this one. ठीक है जी? You have to go for this one. So which metal you are going to return? 107. How much quantity? 200 quantity, right? That is I will make it 300 quantity. The system allow kariwani. Plant is GPI 1. Storage location was 1000. Right? Put here the vendor and what's this one. We will go for check. Document is okay. अच्छा हम पाखरे आगुरु स्टॉक थिबो बोधे. ଏଠି 300 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ଅଛି ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆମକୁ ଆଲାଉ କରିଥିଲା ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ 400 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ନେବେ. You can check. You get the deficit of stock. ठीक है जी. So ladies and we have received 200 quantity. I want to just return 100 quantity. You can return 100 quantity as well. ठीक है जी. Click on check. Click on post. So this way you can return the stock. So if you refresh the stock, so it will be 200 now, right? So this process is called as the RTP process. Okay. Okay, something we have missed that is called as a variant. तुम्हारा हो जाइतला बट एटा हम कर दउची ठीक আছে. Variants of P2P process. Variants of P2P process meaning kono? Let example we did the good received, right? And we want to return the material. So in that case what you have to do? So the next topic is variants of P2P process. These are the most important part as a end user. So in variants of P2P process, what is important? One is called as the or return PO process. First one is called as the return PO process. Second is called as the return delivery. Return delivery. One is called as the planned and unplanned delivery cost. First, then subsequent debit and subsequent credit. Okay, so these are the something coming under the variants of P2P process. First one is called as the return PO process. What is the return PO process? So in a return PO, let example in a business process in our P2P process, we did the good receipt, right? We did the invoice. After that, we came to know there is some defect in the material, or we just have the more stock. We want to return some stock to the vendor. In that case, you have to do the return PO process, right? So that means what? The P2P process is already completed. You already paid to the vendor. Then after you want to return the material to the vendor, right? So in that case, what you have to do? You have to do the return PO process. So in the return PO process, what are the steps you have to follow? First, you have to create a return PO with the T code MI21N. Then after you have to do the good receipt with MIGO. Then after you have to do the credit memo with MIR. Right. So already P2P process already आम एटा कर देइछे, right? So let example एई जो material अछि हम पाखरे, let example 10 this one एटार आम पाखरे स्टॉक अछि, आम पाखरे केते स्टॉक अछि? ଅଧିକ ଥିବ 32,000 ଅଛି ମନେକର ଏଥିରୁ ମୁଁ 15,000 ଷ୍ଟକ୍ ମୋତେ ରିଟର୍ନ କରିବାର ଅଛି, ରାଇଟ୍? ସୋ ଯେହେତୁ ଆମର ଷ୍ଟକ୍ ଆସିଯାଇଛି ୱି କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟେଡ୍ ଅଲରେଡି ଇନଭଏସ୍, ରାଇଟ୍? ସୋ ସେଇଟା କେମିତି ଆମେ କରିବା? So for that you have to create a return PO. So go for ME21N, put the purchase order vendor number, supply number, put here the purchase organization GPIT, purchase group was this one, company code was this one. Click enter. Then go for the this one process. So here put the material, which material you want to return. So let me this material, and how much quantity you want to return? 15,000 rupees, 15,000 quantity, and each quantity having 40 rupees. Plant was GPI 1 and the storage location was 1000, right? So if you go in this way, the system will recognize this is for the ordering the material. আমি যেତେବେଳେ order করଥିଲେ এই way ରେ ଆମେ purchase order করଥିଲେ, but right now we are doing the return PO. So what will be the difference? So what you have to do, just go right hand side and you just put here the return, right? So this is for the return. So ଯେତେବେଳେ return checkbox select କରିବ ତ system will recognize this item is for the returning purpose, right? So click on enter, click on check, document is fine. Now post save the document. So this is the normal view and this is the return view. It is done. Then after we have to go for the good receipt. ଆଗରୁ ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ କରୁଥିଲେ ତାମାନେ କ'ଣ ହେଉଥିଲା, ଆମର ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ ହେଉଥିଲା, ଆମର ଷ୍ଟକ୍ ଅପଡେଟ୍ ହେଉଥିଲା, ଷ୍ଟକ୍ରେ ଆସୁଥିଲା। ବଟ୍ ଏଇଟା ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ କରିବା ଏଗନେଷ୍ଟ ଦ ରିଟର୍ନ ପିଓ, the stock will go outside from our like own stock, right? So it will be reverse. Control V. So see item okay, right? এটা আমি যেତେବେଳେ ରିଟର୍ନ ପିଓ ଏଗନେଷ୍ଟରେ ଆମେ ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ କରିବା ସେଇ ସେମ୍ 101 ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟ ଟାଇପ୍ରେ, ରାଇଟ୍? So just click on check. It is fine. Now post the document, right? Document is posted. Now if I will display the document, go for display to document. document info, FI document, you will find the reverse accounting entry. Normal ଆମର ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ କରୁଥିଲେ ସେ ସମୟରେ ଆମର ହେଉଥିଲା ଇନଭେଣ୍ଟରୀ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ ଡେବିଟ୍ ହେଉଥିଲା, GRIR ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ କ୍ରେଡିଟ୍ ହେଉଥିଲା, ବଟ୍ ଇଟ୍ ୱିଲ୍ ବି ଇୟର୍ ରିଭର୍ସ। ଏଠି ଇନଭେଣ୍ଟରୀ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ କ'ଣ ହେଉଛି କ୍ରେଡିଟ୍ ହେଇଯାଉଛି, GRIR ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ ଡେବିଟ୍ ହେଉଛି। ঠিক আছে, it is the reverse of good receipt when you are receiving the stock against the return PO. So now after good receipt we are doing the invoice MIRO. So invoice is for paying to the vendor, right? But here what you have to do, already we have paid to the vendor, right? So we have to return back from the vendor side, right? So in that case you have to do the credit memo. You have to go for the credit memo, put here the invoice date is today's date, take the tax code, put here the PO number. So this is for the right. So now go for the basic data. Business place is PIT and PIT. Click on calculate tax. Unknown caller. Right. So now click on simulate. So here also you will find the reverse like accounting entry. So normally आगुरी कौन होता है vendor account credit होता है, ये vendor account कौन है जी debit है, GRIR account credit, input tax account credit. So now you can post, right? So this is called as the return PO process. बुझिपालो? So okay. So this is called a return PO. Now go for the return delivery. Return delivery process means what? You just order the material. Order means you do the purchase order with MI21N. Then you have received the stock with MIGO. And after receiving the stock, you want to return the material. You did not did like the invoice and all, you just receive the stock and you do the like quality inspection or like anything else, right? So then after you came to know there is some damage in the material or there may be some quality issue and all, right? So in that case you want to return the material, so in that case you have to do the return delivery with the T code MIGO. And then after normal I mean the invoice codes with MIRO you can do the invoice, right? So in this process I will do the planned and unplanned delivery cost as well. ये जो unplanned planned delivery cost कौन सीटा में ये process सहित add करेगा. What is the planned delivery cost? When you are ordering a material, let example the vendor is telling there will be certain additional charges. Additional charges like there may be the labor charges, there may be the transportation expenses, there may be the toll charges, right? So those are coming under the planned delivery cost. If the vendor is informing there will be certain extra charges during the purchase order, those are called as the planned delivery cost. Unplanned delivery cost means what? The vendor have not informed anything in the starting during the purchase order, but when you are going to do the like invoice at that time, the vendor is informing there will be certain charges. So those are called as the unplanned delivery cost. राइट सो भेंडर स्टार्टिंग रे किसी कहनी जितेबाला आमर इनवॉइस करा जाउची सेही समय जदि भेंडर कहूँ कि नहीं देयर विल बी सर्टेन एक्स्ट्रा चार्जेस, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द अनप्लान डिलीवरी कॉस्ट. जदि पीओ टाइम रे कहूँ ताले दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द प्लान डिलीवरी कॉस्ट. बुझी पाइलो? सो गो फॉर ए परचेज ऑर्डर MI21N. Ordering this material ठीक है 1500 क्वांटिटी 15,000 क्वांटिटी लेट इज आई एम ऑर्डरिंग each quantity having 40 rupees. Plant is CPI 1 and the storage location is 1000. So this way we are doing the purchase order. So right now if you want to add the planned delivery cost, how you can add the planned delivery cost? You just go for the condition tab. So here you can add the planned delivery cost. So planned delivery cost कोटा करा add होता है freight charges. Freight charges are called as the planned delivery cost, right? Let example I will take as the FRB1. It is a value based. So let example there will be extra 5,000 rupees for the transportation. You just add that one. And ये जो 5000 चार्जेसटा केही भी नहीं पारंती मे बी आम ये जो राकेश वेंडर नहीं ये नहीं पारे किंबा इफ देयर विल बी सम अदर वेंडर राइट हु विल टेक दिस चार्ज सो हाउ यू कैन ऐड ମୁଁ ଚାହୁଁଛି 5000 ଟା ଗୋଟେ ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସପୋର୍ଟ ଏଜେନ୍ସି କିମ୍ବା ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଭେଣ୍ଡର ନବ so in that case what you have to do select the line item you just go for the condition details. Okay. Select the freight charges, go for the condition details. So it is our standard normal vendor आसुची माने main vendor आसुची. So in that case what you have to do you just change the vendor. So let example you have another vendor. अब इस vendor हम create करछे ना करने. वन जीरो टू नहीं चाहिए सेठी 101 देखिए 101 ଅଛି okay let me check I will take some other vendor I want to take this vendor right so remove vendor number देली click on check now click on save so this way you can add the planned delivery cost so now go for the good receipt MIGO normal जन हमने good receipt कराया था वो तो good receipt so we have received the stock right so now what you want to do you want to return the stock right ये जो हमें good receipt कले 142 वाला document number so आमे 15000 क्वांटिटी रो आमे मन करो 500 क्वांटिटी आमे रिटर्न करिवा so how you can do the return delivery so go for the same T code MIGO then here you will find the option return delivery edit document number दबो click enter so you have received this much quantity and from this you want to return let example 5000 quantity just click enter then click on item OK then click on check enter the reason for the moment काहेकि तुम रिटर्न करछ put the reason so where ready poor quality so click enter click on check and document is fine now post we have written the material right so now here in MIGO screen there is another thing if you go for the MIGO again here there is another option called as subsequent delivery right so ଗୋଟେ ଥାଏ open PO ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଥାଏ close PO and is open PO close PO what is open PO what is close PO so let example আমি PO করছে মনে করো 1000 quantity ପାଇଁ if you have received 1000 quantity that means that PO will be closed ठीक আছে PO close ହେଇଗଲା ଯଦି ଆମେ ମନେ କର 5ଟା କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ରିସିଭ୍ କରିଛେ ତା ମାନେ ଆମ ପାଖରେ 500 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ଆମର ଓପନ୍ ହେଇପାରିଛି ଆମେ ଏବେ 15000 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ଅର୍ଡର କରିଥିଲେ 5000 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ରିଟର୍ନ କରିଦେଲେ ତା ମାନେ ଏବେ ବି ମୁଁ ଚାହିଁଲେ ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ ମୁଁ କରିପାରିବି 5000 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟିର right and with that we can do the ଏଠି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଅପସନ୍ ଥାଏ subsequent delivery if you go for the subsequent delivery ଏଠି जो ଏବେ ଆମେ ଷ୍ଟକ୍ ରିଟର୍ନ କରିଥିଲେ ରାଇଟ୍ 5000 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ରିଟର୍ନ କରିଥିଲେ ତା ଏଗ୍ନେଷ୍ଟରେ ବି ତମେ ଚାହିଁଲେ ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ କରିପାରିବ 5000 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ରିଟର୍ନ ହେଇଛି ତା ଏଗ୍ନେଷ୍ଟରେ ତମେ ଯଦି ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ କରିବ କେବଳ ଏଇ ଡକ୍ୟୁମେଣ୍ଟ ନମ୍ବର ଏଗ୍ନେଷ୍ଟରେ କି ମୁଁ 5ଟା କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି 5000 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ପଠେଇ ଦେଇଥିଲି ତାକୁ ନେଇକି ଆଉ 5000 ଟଙ୍କା କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ଆସିଛି ହଁ ତ ସେଇଟା ଆମେ ସବସିକ୍ୱେଣ୍ଟ ଡେଲିଭରି କରିପାରିବା ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି
ये जो हमें सर रिटर्न डिलीवरी करो
ହୁଁ
ସେ କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟିଟା ପୁଣି
କମି ଯାଇଥିବ
ପରଚେଜ୍
ନା,
ଅର୍ଡ଼ରରେ ପ୍ଲସ୍ ହେଇଯାଇଥିବ ନା?
ହେଇନଥିବ, ସେ ମାଇନସ୍ ହେଇଯାଇଥିବ। ଆମେ ଏବେ ଯଦି ପରଚେଜ, ଏବେ ମୁଁ କହି କିଛି କରିନି, ଆମେ 5000 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ରିଟର୍ନ କରିଦେଇଛେ।
ହଁ
ନାଉ ଇଫ୍ ଆଇ ଗो ଫର୍ ଏମଇ
23।
23N, this was the stock, right? এটা quantity ଥିଲା, if you go for the purchase order history you will find here, এটা purchase order ଥିଲା କି
ହୁଁ।
ନା ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ purchase order ଥିଲା? 171, okay, 101 ରେ 15000 quantity return କରି,
ମନ୍ଦିରରେ ମିଗୋ କଲ।
MIGO ରେ ଆମେ 15000 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ରିସିଭ୍ କଲେ, 122 ମୋମେଣ୍ଟ ଟାଇମ୍ରେ ଆମେ ରିଟର୍ନ କରିବା, ଏଟା ହେଲା ରିଟର୍ନ ଡେଲିଭରି ପ୍ରୋସେସ୍ରେ, ରାଇଟ୍? ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ରିଟର୍ନ ପିଓ କରିଥିଲେ ସେ ସମୟରେ ମୋମେଣ୍ଟ ଟାଇମ୍ 161 ଥାଏ, ୟୁ ହାଭ୍ ଟୁ ରିମେମ୍ବର ଦିସ୍ ଥିଙ୍ଗ। ସୋ ଏଟା ହେଲା ରିଟର୍ନ ପିଓ କେସ୍, ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ଡ କରୁଛୁ ଆମେ 101 ମୋମେଣ୍ଟ ଟାଇମ୍, and when you will do the, yes, 161 moment type, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ କରୁଛେ, ସୋ ଦିସ୍ ୱିଲ୍ ଦ ମୋମେଣ୍ଟ ଟାଇପ୍ ୱିଲ୍ ବି 161, ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି। ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଏଇ ପିଓଟା ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଡିସପ୍ଲେ କରିବି, ଏଇଟା ଦେଖିବା ଆମେ, ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି। ଏଇଟା ଯେତେବେଳେ ରିଟର୍ନ ଡେଲିଭରି କଲେ, ରିଟର୍ନ ଡେଲିଭରି କେସ୍ରେ ଆମେ ରିସିଭ୍ କରୁଛେ ତ 101ରେ, ଆଣ୍ଡ ରିଟର୍ନ କରୁଛେ 122ରେ, ଯେଉଁଟା ଏଇଠି ଅଛି 122 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ଆମେ କ'ଣ କଲେ, ରିଟର୍ନ କଲେ, ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି। ସୋ ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ 5000 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ରିଟର୍ନ କଲେ 143 ଅଛି, ଆ ଏଗ୍ନେଷ୍ଟରେ ତୁମେ ତାହେଲେ ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ କରିପାରିବ, ଆଉ କିମ୍ବା ତୁମେ ଚାହିଁଲେ ବି ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ ବି ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ କରିପାରିବ, କାରଣ ଓପନ୍ ପିଓ କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ଅଛି 5000 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି, ତୁମେ ଚାହିଁଲେ ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ ବି 5000 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟିର ବି କରିପାରିବ ଏବେ।
ମୋର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ହେଇଥିଲା,
ହୁଁ
15000 ଆମର ପିଓ କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ଅଛି,
ହୁଁ
ଆମେ ପୁରା 15000 ନେଇଗଲୁ।
ହୁଁ
ଏ ଯେଉଁ 5122 ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟରେ ରିଟର୍ନ କଲ,
ହୁଁ
ସେଟା ଯାଇ
ହୁଁ
ପିଓରେ ପୁଣି ପିଓ ଓପନ୍ ହେଇଯିବ ତ?
ହୁଁ ସେଇଟା ତ କହିଲି ବା, ଆଉଥରେ ପିଓରେ ତମେ ତମେ ଏବେ ଚାହିଁଲେ ମୁଁ ଆଉଥରେ ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ କରିପାରିବି। ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଏବେ
ସେଇଟା କହୁଛି ସେ
ଏଇଟା ଆଇଦର ମୋ ରିଟର୍ନ ମାନେ ସବସିକ୍ୱେଣ୍ଟ ଡେଲିଭରି ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ ମୁଁ ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ କରିପାରିବି, କିମ୍ବା ଆଇ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ଡୁ ଦ ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ଟ ଏଗେନ୍। ସେ ଯେଉଁ ପିଓଟାରେ ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଏଠି ଚାହିଁବି, ଯେଉଁ ପିଓ ଏଗ୍ନେଷ୍ଟ ଆମେ ଗୁଡ୍ ରିସିଭ୍ କରିଥିଲୁ 171 ଥିଲା, ଏଠି 5000 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ମୁଁ ରିସିଭ୍ କରିପାରିବି।
ସବସିକ୍ୱେଣ୍ଟ କେସରେ ସାର୍ ବହୁତ କମ୍ପାନୀ ଏମିତି ଅଛନ୍ତି
ହୁଁ
ଯେଉଁମାନଙ୍କର ଟ୍ୟାକ୍ସ ସେଟଲମେଣ୍ଟ ପାଇଁ ଥାଏ, ସେମାନେ ନ୍ୟୁ ଇନଭଏସ୍ ଜେନେରେଟ୍ କରିକି ଦିଅନ୍ତି।
ଗେଟିଂ ସେଇଟା ହୁଏ, ବୁଝିପାରିଲ ତ ଏଠି,
ହଁ
ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଡନ୍।
ହଁ
ସୋ ଏବେ ଆମେ 5000 କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ଆମେ ରିଟର୍ନ କରିଦେଇଛେ। ସୋ ନାଉ ଇଫ୍ ୱିଲ୍ ଗୋ ଫର୍ ଦ MIRO ଇନଭଏସ୍, ଯଦି ଆମେ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଯିବା, go for the invoice, put the tax code was G2, put the purchase order was 171, that is fine. ଦେଖ ଆମେ ପ୍ଲାନ୍ ଡେଲିଭରି କଷ୍ଟ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଅନପ୍ଲାନ୍ ଡେଲିଭରି କଷ୍ଟ ପକେଇଥିଲେ, ସରି ଏଠି କ୍ରେଡିଟ୍ ମେମୋ ଚୁଜ୍ କରାଯାଇଛି। we have to do the invoice, do the invoice, document number, do the tax code, ଯାହା ବି ଏଠି ଲେଖିବି, ଏଇଟା ହେଲା ଆମର ରିଟର୍ନ ଡେଲିଭରି, ରାଇଟ୍। ସୋ business place ଆମର ସେଠି ଆମର କ'ଣ ପ୍ଲାନ୍ ଡେଲିଭରି କଷ୍ଟ ଦେଇଥିଲେ। ସୋ ହିୟର ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ଡୁ ଦ ଟୁ ଇନଭଏସ୍ ଆଜ୍ ୱେଲ୍, ରାଇଟ୍? ତମେ ଗୁଡ୍ ସର୍ଭିସ୍ ଚାର୍ଜେସ୍ ପାଇଁ ଯେଉଁ ଭେଣ୍ଡରକୁ ଆମେ ପେମେଣ୍ଟ କରିବାର ଅଛି ତା ପାଇଁ ବି ଆମେ ଇନଭଏସ୍ ଗୋଟେ ବନେଇ ପାରିବା। ତା ସହିତ ଆମର ଯେଉଁଟା ଆମର ପ୍ଲାନ୍ ଡେଲିଭରି କଷ୍ଟ ରହୁଛି, ଯେଉଁଟା ଆମର ଲେବର ଚାର୍ଜ, ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସପୋର୍ଟେସନ୍, ରାଇଟ୍? ସେ ଯେଉଁ ଭେଣ୍ଡର ଅଛି ତା ଏଗ୍ନେଷ୍ଟରେ ବି ଚାହିଁଲେ ବି ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଇନଭଏସ୍ ବନେଇ ପାରିବା, ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି। ଏଇଟା ହେଲା देखो एटा हला कम अमाउंट आसला ठीक है you just have to go for the calculate tax then copy the amount right, then simulate so you will find the second vendor here this is the second vendor by payment ରହିବ ठीक है now post এটা ହେଇଗଲା କ'ଣ ଆମର ଡେଲିଭରି ଚାର୍ଜେସଟା ପେ କଲେ ରାଇଟ୍ ପ୍ଲାନ୍ ଡେଲିଭରି କଷ୍ଟ ସୋ ତାପରେ ଆମକୁ ଆଉ ଥରେ ଇନଭଏସ୍ କରିବାର ଅଛି ଫର୍ ଆୱାର ମେନ୍ ଭେଣ୍ଡର so here you can take go to receive charge right ये amount asla then you can put the calculate tax second one was ki unplanned delivery cost how you can add the unplanned delivery cost unplanned delivery cost will informed by the vendor during the invoice only right so how you can add you just go for the detail step in detail step you can add the unplanned delivery cost one credit ମୁଁ unplanned delivery cost 5000 add କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛି you can put it 5000 ठीक ଅଛି so then go for the basic data click on calculate tax then
ଅନପ୍ଲାନ୍ ଯୋଉ ଆମାଉଣ୍ଟ ଆମେ ପକେଇଲୁ ୟା ଦେହରେ
add on ହେଇଯିବ
add ହେଇଯିବ।
control here right click on simulate 5000 ଗୋଟେ extra add ହେଲା ঠিক ଅଛି এটা ହେଲା vendor এটা ହେଲା input and post the document so this is called as the unplanned plan delivery cost and the return delivery କାର କିଛି ଡାଉଟ୍ ଅଛି ମୋତେ ପଚାରି ପାର କାର କିଛି ଡାଉଟ୍ ନାହିଁ ଶଶିକାନ୍ତ ବୁଝା ପଡୁଛି
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍
so ଦେବି ସାର୍ ବୁଝା ପଡୁଛି ସବୁ
Again, sir.
Let's come to the subsequent credit and subsequent debit. What is subsequent credit? What is subsequent debit? So already P2P process completed and we have paid to the vendor, right? Already we have paid. So at that time, let example, we feel that we have give more amount to the vendor and as per the market standard, right? So in that case, we will request to the vendor or suggest to the vendor will return back some amount to you, right? In that case, you have to do the subsequent credit, right ତମ account credit ହେବ right so you have to do the subsequent credit and this is the vice versa let example ଆମେ vendor payment କରିଦେଇଛୁ but vendor is demanding some extra amount right so in that case you have to do the subsequent debit and both the process is independent of quantity quantity ଯେତେ ବି ହଉ କିଛି ମ୍ୟାଟର କରିବନି vendor କହିଲା ମୋତେ 5000 ଟଙ୍କା ଦିଅ କିମ୍ବା ତମେ କହିଲ ମୋତେ 10000 ଟଙ୍କା ଦିଅ ସେଇ amount କୁ ନେଇକି ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ invoice କରିବା so those are called as the subsequent credit and subsequent debit so you can get an interview question what is the difference between credit memo and subsequent credit? Credit memo ଆମେ କୋଉଠି କଲେ return PO process ରେ କଲେ ଆମେ ଯେତେ ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ ରିଟର୍ନ କରୁଛେ vendor କୁ ପେମେଣ୍ଟ ହେଇ ସାରିଛି ଆମେ vendor କୁ ପେମେଣ୍ଟ ପାଇବାର ଅଛି ବ୍ୟାକ୍ ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ଆମେ କ'ଣ କଲେ କ୍ରେଡିଟ ମେମୋ କଲେ ଯୋଉଟା କି which is dependent on quantity कि ଆମେ 100ଟା କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ରିଟର୍ନ କଲେ पर କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ମାନଙ୍କୁ 40 ଟଙ୍କା ଲାଖେ ସେଟା ମଲ୍ଟିପ୍ଲାଏ ହେଇକି ସେ ଭେଣ୍ଡର ଆମକୁ ସେତିକି ରିଟର୍ନ କରିବ ରାଇଟ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ ଦ କ୍ୱାଣ୍ଟିଟି ଡିପେଣ୍ଡେନ୍ସ बट सब्सिक्वेंट क्रेडिट रे कौन होला इट इज इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ क्वांटिटी राइट तो वेंडर विल पे ए फिक्स अमाउंट दैट इज कॉल्ड द सब्सिक्वेंट क्रेडिट एंड सब्सिक्वेंट डेबिट सो दैट विल बी इन द इनवॉइस टाइम एठी अछि सब्सिक्वेंट डेबिट सब्सिक्वेंट क्रेडिट ठीक अछि मन हम क्रेडिट करिया वेंडर टू पाइबार अछि सो यू कैन डू द सब्सिक्वेंट क्रेडिट इनवॉइस डेट पुट करिवो सो देन पुट द टैक्स कोड जे2 so java process heading delo tome delo basic data then put the purchase order number को purchase order against रे तुमको पाइबार अछि राइट एडी तमे क्वांटिटी से तो किछि लेने देना नहीं तमे एडी फिक्स अमाउंट गोटे पकेला मन 7000 रुपीस put the amount put your calculate tax business place right so what is the message Okay, so copy the amount, right? Click on simulate, click on post. ଏଠି ହେଲା କ'ଣ ଭେଣ୍ଡର ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟଟା ଡେବିଟ୍ ହେଲା ରାଇଟ୍ ଭେଣ୍ଡର ଆମକୁ ଯେହେତୁ ଦେବ ସୋ ଭେଣ୍ଡର ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ ୱିଲ୍ ଡେବିଟ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ହିୟର GRIR ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟଟା କ୍ରେଡିଟ୍ ହେବ ପୋଷ୍ଟ ରାଇଟ୍ ସୋ ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ୍ କଲ୍ ତ ସବସିକ୍ୱେଣ୍ଟ କ୍ରେଡିଟ୍ ଡେବିଟ୍ଟା ବି ସେଇ ଟାଇପ୍ର ହିଁ ରହିବ
ସେଟା ଆମେ ସବସିକ୍ୱେଣ୍ଟ କ୍ରେଡିଟ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଡେବିଟ୍ ପିଓ ଏଗେନଷ୍ଟରେ ଯଦି କରିଛୁ ତାହେଲେ
ହଁ
ପିଓ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିରେ ତ ଦେଖେଇବ ଦରକାର।
ଦେଖିବା ଏଇଟା ଆମେ କେଉଁ ପିଓଟା ନେଇଛେ
ଆଚ୍ଛା, ଆଚ୍ଛା।
171 ପିଓ ଏଗ୍ନେଷ୍ଟ ଯାହା ବି ହେବ ଶୋ କରିବ କେଉଁ ତ ପିଓ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ସବସିକ୍ୱେଣ୍ଟ ଡେବିଟ୍ ହେଇଛି ଏଇଟା ହେଲା ଇନଭଏସ୍ ନମ୍ବରଟା ଇନଭଏସ୍ ମାନେ ଏଇଠି ବି ଦେଖିବ ଇଭେନ୍ ତମେ ଯଦି ଆମର ପରଚେଜ ରିକ୍ୟୁଜିସନ୍ ବନେଇଥିବ ତା ଏଗ୍ନେଷ୍ଟରେ ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ କରୁଥିବ और परचेज रिक्विजिशन हिस्ट्री भी कौन कौन है सेटा तुम देखी पार सो ये आम गोटे गोटे आइटम अर्डर कर कंपनी तुम 5-7टा लेखे आइटम एकाथर भी अर्डर कराइपर राइट ये आम गोटे आइटम दौचे से 10 आसी गोटे लाइन आइटम आसो देर मे बी द मल्टीपल मटेरियल यू कैन ऑर्डर एट ए टाइम राइट विथ डिफरेंट डिफरेंट मटेरियल कोड
लैंग्वेज सेलेक्ट करेगी।
so this much we'll cover today